Well, welcome back, everyone. Now I have a newbie. I have a newbie with me right now. I have with me Barb Grady, and she's the owner of Parenting Plus. Welcome to the show. You got to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I am actually a parenting instructor. I'm a teacher and I'm a counselor. I provide counseling and consulting and coaching services as well as do parenting instruction.
Okay, let's talk about who needs that.
Everybody.
Exactly.
There isn't anybody who couldn't benefit from the services I provide. I'm kind of unusual, though, because I have expertise working with young children, teens, and adults. That's pretty unusual in the field that I work in.
Okay, so what is it that we do?
Actually, let's talk about the parenting instruction. I've been a parenting instructor for 25 years and working, teaching for the North Central Parenting Group, the Parenting Development Institute, and other organizations. And because of the feedback of my students who have told me that my class has been life-changing for them, they have encouraged me to do a YouTube channel. So at the request and under the pressure of my students, I have done my YouTube channel. So it's basically covering the things that my students have given me the feedback that have made a significant positive difference in their lives. Because when I ask people what they want, everybody tells me the same thing. Everybody just wants a healthy, happy family. So I say, okay, what are you going to do about it? If you tune into my YouTube channel, I'm going to give you the tools and the information that you need to make that dream of your healthy, happy family come true.
Now, where do they go to that YouTube channel?
You go into YouTube and then you search for Barb Says.
Okay, so all you have to do is put Barb Says in the YouTube, and you're going to go ahead and see it, and you'll teach them parenting tools and techniques.
I'm going to give them the tools and the techniques that have made a positive, significant difference in the lives of others. I'm passionate about helping people. This is my calling. I feel lucky to be able to do my calling in my life.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so when people work with you and they're not using the YouTube, do they come to you? Do you go to them? How does it work with your classes?
Actually, currently I'm teaching for the North Central Parenting Group, and they would have to register and sign up, through that group. Mm-hmm. And they, it's located kind of right in Paradise Valley, but we attract people from all over the valley because it's actually one of the last parenting groups. This is not, this is research-based, cutting-edge information that we provide. And so there's age-specific classes in the North Central Parenting Group, starting with pre-infant, infant, toddler, preschool, and all the way on up through grade school. Mm-hmm. So women, it's typically women. We meet on Wednesday mornings from 9:30 to 11:30, and they form a support group. Because men who are married live happier, healthier, and longer lives, but that's not true for women. Women who have supportive relationships
no, we're all divorced.
with other women have healthier, happier lives. Anyway, so.
But here's the thing, okay? I want to talk about, give them the idea of the type of issues that you deal with your parents and even the children.
Well, it really runs the gamut. I've been doing this business since 1997, and I've been working with children and families for over 40 years.
What's the number one problem that you see generally?
If you want to talk about, it would depend upon the age group too. There are different problems with teens, but I would have to say discipline is a huge issue that comes up, because what used to be okay isn't okay, never was okay. I mean, it's not okay to hit kids, it's not okay to scream at kids. And I say, well, I don't punish kids and I don't reward kids. And then people are like, well, what the heck do you do? And so I teach them how to discipline their children. Discipline, comes from the word disciple. It means to teach. So I give them the techniques, the tools. This is all very cutting-edge, research-based information. And I teach a lot about emotional intelligence. So I just uploaded 2 videos on emotions and emotional intelligence.
Now, I want to get some information out. Your website is parenting-plus.com. And you're going to offer for everybody that's listening here right now, getting entered in to win 1 hour of a session coaching time with you.
Right.
Now, our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. You can go on our YouTube channel. All you have to do is put in Barb Says, and you can check her out there. But you can also call in here and get this 1-hour consulting session. It's a one-on-one, and everyone's getting entered in to win. And the number to call here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. The website is parenting-plus.com. You can also call her direct. You can write the number down. It's 480-829-9383. I'm going to talk about me because I'm about the worst. I mean, I know that every parent my age in their 60s say, well, when I was a kid, I never got away, with what we get away with now. Mm-hmm. And it's our own fault. And that's what I'm trying to say. You would be teaching me, let's say, how to discipline, because for some reason I don't know why.
Well, I got to tell you.
What's wrong with us?
Well, it's not natural. It's not normal. They don't come with, a manual.
Right.
And, again, parents will raise their children how they were raised, especially in times of stress. And, I teach parents a better way oftentimes than the way that we were raised, certainly the way I was raised.
Mm-hmm. Me too. And I would think a lot of people would say that. It is different today. You do have to treat your children differently. It's just the rules have changed.
RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. Poor Dad Aretha. But anyway, yeah, for sure. You got to respect children, and you have to respect their feelings. When I was growing up...
She's going to have her own radio show soon. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead.
When I was growing up, there were only two feelings that were okay. I could be happy or I could be grateful. If I were angry or scared, anger was a punishable offense. Mm-hmm. And I ask people, I say, is it okay for kids to have temper tantrums? And frequently they'll go like, no. And I was like, well, okay. How many of you can regulate your emotions all the time? Gee, how long have you been on this planet and you don't have it down, and you're expecting this child to be able to completely regulate their emotions? Well, they can't. Mm-hmm. But you're going to teach them how. And there are research-based composure techniques that I teach children. And giving them a couple of years, they'll have that mastered, and they'll have that tool in their tool belt. What a gift, huh? To be able to learn how to manage your own emotions, as a child. Life-changing.
Absolutely. Now, I want to also say that when you work both then with parent and child.
Yes, I work with parents and I work with children.
So do they come in together at the same time?
Oh, I always meet with the parents first.
Right.
And then I decide whether or not I need to meet with the child. Oftentimes when I work with parents, I don't necessarily need to meet with the children. Sometimes, though, I do, and if I do, I will.
Mm-hmm. So when a parent comes to you, they've come to you because they are frustrated. What's the usual reason?
They need help. They need some kind of help, and they recognize, gosh, I don't have all the answers. I do need some help, and, help. And I work with the...
That's the name of the show.
Help, I need somebody. No, but it runs the gamut of, I wish I could, give you some specifics, but, in 20 years, I've seen it all.
Right. Now, when you work with children, with parents that are dealing with children who are substance abuse, or is it more really for the for their temper tantrums and their behavior?
I've worked as a counselor with teens, who were substance, through the City of Tempe Social Services. So they, with suicide ideation, cutters, eating disorders, that kind of stuff. So. Yes, I've worked with that, and I've also provided counseling services for ED kids, kids that were, emotionally disabled. That means that they were hurtful to self and others. Mm-hmm. Ages 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 was my area of specialization at that time.
Now, let me talk to you also about children that have children. Do you work with them too?
Well, it was interesting. When I was working at Tempe High and Compadre High Schools, they both had the TAP program, the Teenage Pregnancy Program, and I did work with those kids that were kids at that time. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult for them because they haven't brains don't fully develop until you're 25, mm-hmm. and so here are kids trying to manage the stresses and the demands of a child. It's very, very difficult for them. and again, they don't have the skills, they don't have the tools, and they usually can't regulate their emotions. So it makes it challenging.
So what's the best thing for the listeners to do is call you and talk to you. Obviously, you do some kind of a consultation with them to find out whether you're the right fit. How does that work?
Yeah, they'll call, people will call me, and then I'll talk to them, about my policies and procedures and my fees, and then I'll see if it's a good fit or not. If it's not a good fit, then I typically refer them to somewhere that I feel like it is a good fit.
Now, these are parenting classes that you do.
Yes.
And the YouTube that you have right now, what's up there right now?
YouTube, Barb Says. So I think that I have currently uploaded, I think there are five or six videos on there. Every single week I'm going to be putting a new one on. So every week I will be, and they're, you're like, okay, they're a minute. Maybe the longest one is 5 minutes. I mean, really, it's not hard to, because I know people aren't going to watch anything else.
So here we go. I'm going to get your information out, and we've got everyone that's getting entered in to win 1 hour consulting session. It's a one-on-one with her. I know all about you guys out there. I know it's very hard to parent today. It's
Toughest
all
job on
new
earth.
Rules. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Her website is parenting-plus.com. You can check her out. It's Barb Says on YouTube.